Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. I am the Blue Collar Psychiatrist, and today we're going to be talking about trust is for fools. Now, I learned this lesson in the 7th grade when the teacher said that she had to go down to the principal's office. While she was gone, a young lady in that class, the 7th grade, gave me a stick of chewing gum and told me to chew it. Not knowing any better, or maybe wanting to please her, I did so. A few minutes later, the teacher came back. And when the teacher came back, she said, "That blue collar over there, he's chewing gum." I got sent to the principal's office. That's when I learned about trust, that trust is for fools. Somewhat humorous, but it made me start to think. I heard this warning from a high-level official in the government. Trust is for fools. But I want to broaden that a little bit. Because in the grown-up world, in the dog-eat-dog world, trust is for fools, especially in certain situations like a big company where everybody's scratching and clawing to kiss the posterior of their boss, to rise up the ranks, and it's a big Pier 6 brawl. And people will stab you in the back if they think that would give them an advantage in going up the corporate ladder. It could happen even in smaller situations. Smaller venues could be a larger club when everybody's fighting to see who's going to be certain elected offices, who's going to have a position, whether it be president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and on and on and on. It's this constant fighting amongst people. Even you watch the television, you see the trust. You can't trust anything because, for example, let's talk about the news. I went from one station to another, and it was the same story, but they gave me totally different facts about, I'll say facts in quotes, about the story. And there's no way to know. You're the viewer. You have some trust if you're a fool in these companies, TV networks. But remember, television basically is a business, and they know who their audience is, and they know how to attract people to watch them. And they also know that people are attracted to negativity. 100%. Otherwise, you wouldn't see what you're seeing on the television or even on the radio if you're listening to the radio. Doesn't really matter. It's some sort of I don't know if it's an innate sickness that we as human beings have, but we are attracted to negativity. You go on your interstate in your local area and you see the traffic is backed up. And when you finally get to the area where the roadblock occurred, you found out there was a 3-car accident. Now, how many times do you have to see an accident in your life to stop and watch another accident? It's just stupidity. As time goes on, I am singularly impressed with the stupidity of the average person. That is actually bringing negativity into your thoughts. It serves no purpose at all. You're backing up traffic. It's totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. So the TV networks then know this is an example of how people are attracted to negativity. The negativity. Did anybody get hurt? Did anybody get hurt? Is 911 there? This is what people want. So now you have television stations appealing to certain aspects of the spectrum, and they know who their audience is. And what are they doing? They are slanting their presentations to you based on what they think you want to hear or see. And this is a problem because now you don't know who to trust. You don't know which television station is telling it to you straight and which one is telling it in a slanted way, or are they all telling it in a slanted way? Very, very, very possible that they are. And so this is so important for you to understand of how this constant fighting for a television audience, fighting for a promotion, fighting amongst men, let's say for the notice of a woman, it never stops. There is constant fighting going on. And that's why you have to really realize somebody is always trying to one-up somebody else. You've got to have eyes in your back, and you've got to have friends in these places who will be perhaps in the know and can tip you off, if possible, if they're even friends. Who knows if they're even friends of yours? What I'm saying is this: don't accept something that somebody said as the gospel. Sometimes don't even believe your eyes. But because the issue here that we're talking about today is that trust is for fools. Do not blindly, and that's the word, do not blindly go into a situation trusting what someone else told you about that situation. It is a total gamble on your part. I don't believe it unless I see it or hear it. And even then, sometimes it's hard to believe. So the idea here is not to trust. Trust is for fools. Blind trust is a better way of saying it. Blind trust is for fools. Are you going to be a fool? You better think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to drink and drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time.